All right. Hello, everyone. I am back from my travels. It is another Tuesday again, so you guys know what that means. It is time for another 2-minute Tuesday. And this week I've been spending a ton of time looking at effects, playing around with the new effect editor in 4.9. And so this week, what I wanted to kind of cover or try to highlight anyway, and my guess is this will be the first of a few. But this week I wanted to show you guys a couple different effects that I think are really cool, maybe underutilized, and maybe things that you haven't seen before or haven't tried in the effect engine. For anyone that's been working with Hippo long enough, you'll start to get familiar with what some of the effects are and what they do, and they may all have some really weird names. And there's a good reason for that. A lot of times, effects are written for a specific purpose, like a show might need a special effect that doesn't exist, or maybe a little bit of a tweak to an existing effect. And a lot of times, if we find that we need those in the software, we will just put them in, and they may have some silly names. Some that come to mind are things like Idiot Strobe and Katie Color. Both were for very specific projects, and we needed to write them. So this week, I just wanted to show you a few of the lesser known ones and maybe help you out of a jam here and there, or even maybe bring some fun creativity to your project. So we're just going to go ahead and get in. And the first thing I wanted to show you is actually how to quickly navigate the effects. So if you know exactly what you're looking for, you can go ahead and search it in here. And so the scenario that I want to present to you first is what happens when you have a piece of content that's on alpha and it's also on a white background and you want to add that nice little drop shadow to it. So I've already set this up just to quickly show you. But the cool thing about the effect is if you're working in Zookeeper, you can actually open the effects list and then start typing. So if you wanted something like a drop shadow, I could just start typing DROP, and there we go, we have a drop shadow. So I can go ahead and hit enter, and now I've got a drop shadow effect already ready. And you can see that when I run up the level, some funny things happen. My image gets really small. I don't really like the way that that looks. So even if I bring the level down to not shrink it, you'll notice that I do have a drop shadow. However, this is not at all what I was expecting. I was expecting the nice outline of my hippo head and not just this black square. For that, we would actually use an effect that is contour drop. And so if I apply the contour drop now, you can see as I bring up the level and also move the X and Y of the parameters here, I actually get a nice little contour drop shadow to the alpha of my clip. It helps make the hippo head look a little more 3D, stand out against the kind of white background, and you can actually see a little more of what you're doing. So go check out the contour drop, and maybe it'll help you out in these scenarios where you have clips with alpha. The other one that I wanted to show you is actually a very common scenario, especially when you're using video map on layers. So this, I've utilized two layers here, a background and a foreground clip. I've made a nice little vignette, and maybe I've sized the video exactly where I need it with Video Mapper. And you may think to yourself, well, this is great, but I want to zoom in on this boat here. So instinctively, I would come to geometry and just start moving the geometry, but you'll notice I've instantly lost my cool vignette effect that I've built. There's actually an effect for this to help you, and it's called Mega Zoom. And so if you apply Mega Zoom, it's a second set of geometry controls in the effect. So I can go ahead now and bring the level to full and then change my zoom, and you can see when I zoom, and if I do things like Shift X, Shift Y, it's still keeping my content within my video map, but not taking it anywhere. So really cool, really helpful, and can get you out of a bind. The last one I want to show you is actually a really new effect that we've added since 4.9, and it's one of my personal favorites, and it's called Rainy Window. I just think it's a fun, creative one. It kind of makes your content look like, you're sitting inside your house, it's raining outside, and you can see maybe the outside. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. Feel free to use it, play around with it. There's the size of drops we can adjust, the blur of the actual kind of screen that we're looking through, and even the speed. So if I wanted to completely pause the rain for whatever reason or make it go a little faster, I can do that and have full creative flexibility. But yeah, so these are just some effects that I wanted to show you. Again, this is probably part one of many to come in the future, but I just want to take a little bit of time here and there and just kind of show you some effects and maybe spark some creativity, and again, help you get out of a hole. Maybe use Mega Zoom or Contour Drop if you're looking for those quick fixes without having to go back to content creators. But anyway, if you like this video, if you learned something, make sure you like and subscribe. And as always, we'll be back next week with another 2-Minute Tuesday. So take care. Bye.